on a tropical U.S. island in the middle of an ocean, where most of the days are sunny and warm with a spectacular ocean view. Some of you may know I lived on the island of Guam for 2 years while my husband was in the Air Force. Before going there, of course, anytime we got orders to base, I always researched the area and found out everything that I could on the island or wherever we were going. So I researched the island before we got there, and I was very excited to get there and then get to see everything, which we did, tour the entire island like the first week we were there. Guam has generations of history with rich cultures that are intertwined into what are now Americans, along with a climate that some may call the worst, while others would call it the best. A lot of people do not realize that Guam is a U.S. territory. It has a lot to offer visitors or those wanting to make their home on a U.S. island, and I can give you some information on what the island could offer you. Today we're going to look at where the island is located, who the people are that live on the island, and what to expect with the climate. I will start by explaining and showing you where the island is located. Now, we are here in the U.S., and you go from the U.S. to Hawaii, and Hawaii to Guam. It is, the island was formed by 2 volcanoes. The island is actually the top of the 2 volcanoes. It is the largest island in the chain of the Marianas Islands here. It's right here. It is about, it's located in the western North Pacific Ocean. It's about 3/4 of the way from Hawaii to the Philippines. So we were actually closer to the Philippines than we were to the U.S. The area of the island is about 3 times the size of Washington, D.C. Some of you may not really realize what that is. The island is approximately 30 to 33 miles long, and it's 4 to 6 miles wide in different areas. To drive around the entire island is 100 and some odd miles. So that may give you a little better understanding. Now that you've learned where Guam is located, we'll look at some of the history and culture of the people. The people on the island are from many different nationalities and cultures. According to Guam Culture and Immigration in the U.S. Military Buildup by Amy Owen in 2010. Originally, Guam was owned by Spain. Spain signed it over to the U.S. in 1898. During World War II, the Japanese captured the island around 1941, and they held it until the U.S. took it back in 1944. There are many ethnic groups of people on the island. 40% are Chamorro, which Chamorro are the local people, the natives to the island, some would say. 25% are Filipino, 10% white, and 18% of the people are a mixture of Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. There's a strong military presence. There's a large Air Force base where we were stationed at the northern end of the island, and then at the southern tip there are 2 naval bases. Now that we know where Guam is and a little bit about the people, we'll explore how you might label the climate. There are basically 2 seasons on the island. The average temperature is 85 degrees. This is year-round. It has high humidity. Like here in Oklahoma, we have high humidity, but our temperatures are 90, 105. So you can see from that it's very pleasant, generally year-round. It's mostly sunny with a chance of rain is the daily forecast. The typhoon season, while it's not a 3rd season, it is a force to be aware of on the island. One of the seasons on the island is the dry season. That is January until June each year. It's generally thought of as the best climate. The other season is the wet season, from July to December. There's not a lot of differences because even during the dry season it can rain. The rain doesn't stop you from doing anything on Guam. You just go on, you're going to go to the beach, you're going to have a volleyball game. The rain showers just come in like a tropical rainstorm, and then they blow out just as fast. So maybe a 2-3 minute shower, and then it's done. And you're dried out very quickly in the humidity. Now the worst during the wet season is called typhoon season. This is the worst thing about living on Guam, and how we're Tornado Alley here in Oklahoma. In Guam, it's Typhoon Alley. Typhoon can occur within 72 hours. The nice thing about the typhoons, you know before they come that they're going to come. And you are always prepared for them. You have a typhoon closet where you keep everything that you're going to need because you're going to lose your electricity first of all. And of course foods that can be prepared from the can. While you're still considered being, let's review the information that I've given you today. While you're still considered being in the U.S., they speak English, they use American money. There's generations of cultures making the history of Guam rich and diverse. The weather can be the worst, but it can also be the best. You've learned the island is located in a beautiful area that's central to visit other countries. It's very easy to get to Australia, Japan, or the Philippines. But you're still considered in the U.S., so you don't have as many barriers. The weather, while it does have some drawbacks with the typhoons, the majority of the time it's a constant. Hafa Adea is the biggest phrase in Guam, means have a good day. I can tell you that most of my days in Guam were wonderful days, and it was a wonderful experience that I'd be glad to repeat. Thank you all. Thank you to my coworkers.